Okay. So that's a well. Okay. So when I say well, I dig in a hole. Okay, a hole. All right. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, okay. I'll leave out well. I don't know what well means. All right. But they're feeling well. They're not feeling a hole. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know what you're speaking about. Well, a whole don't know what you're speaking about. Look, anyhow, that's English. I don't know where these words come from and how they reach in the vocabulary, but it's how we use them. Well, it's time to speak out. Whatever well means now. Well, it's time to speak out. So probably hole. Oh, a cavity. It's time to speak out. Anyhow, I have to get a proper interpretation of well. Alright, because probably I'm not feeling well. Damn. If I'm not feeling well, if I'm not feeling well, let's see if I'm not feeling well, if I'm not feeling good, if I'm not feeling healthy. But anyhow, well could be used in so many places, and you could just use well and put it wherever you want to put it to complete what you want to say or what you want to do. You know, there was a card game. Not that there was. There is a card game. I don't know how they came up with that name. Suck the well. I don't know how they came up with that name, but at the end of the day, it's all about. I don't know, but everything seems to be well. Yeah, everything seems to be well. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, David. How are you, sir?
I am feeling well.
Well, it's all well and good.
Well, you're sounding good too.
That's what I'm saying. All well and good.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Okay then.
Okay, well, come on the phone. Yes. Okay. All right. So, wait. So, let me see what's happening at home. Because, yesterday evening or afternoon, I'm not sure which one, just after 4 o'clock, when the update came out, and it crescendoed on 171 and 3 deaths. I want kind of jolt me, boy. Say, my goodness, where we going? How we dealing with this here now? Another discussion afterwards, and I said, boy, I would be surprised if some form of restriction will be coming. Well, then this morning I realized 9 o'clock the Prime Minister will be meeting with the Minister of Health and the Minister of National Security at 9 o'clock this morning. And then they were supposed to have the normal Ministry of Health COVID update at 11. Well, the Prime Minister did meet and the COVID update came, and restrictions, more restrictions were implemented. Right? More restrictions to slow down movements, to curb movements, to hinder movements. Restrictions were put in place. Because I remember sometime, it was last week, I think it was, when they first announced some restrictions. And I would say it was not carefully well thought out. Because, you know something? Because I was saying, okay, all these restrictions, but what about churches? People still gathering in churches. What were they doing with it? Well, I don't know. Probably they must be here, man. Because church were at half capacity, 50%. So now, churches have been reduced to 25%. Alright? 25%. So if your church used to hold 100 people, it was reduced to 50 people, and now only 25 people in the church. So I wonder, I wonder. So this big building that used to hold 100 people, now it only holding 25 people. So if you have a choir of 20 people, and I have the pastor, that's 21 people. So probably only 4 people could be in the church, or 25 people is your congregation. Anyhow, I haven't been to church for a while, so I really don't know. Alright, so churches have been reduced now to 25% capacity. So if a lot of people wasn't going to church, well, a whole lot more will not be going to church now. All in an effort to slow down the spread of this woman called COVID-19. So 25% in churches. Now these new restrictions go into effect from midnight tonight. I think midnight is 12 o'clock, right? Right, midnight is 12 o'clock. Okay, strange. Midnight is 12 o'clock. Okay, midday is 12 o'clock also. Mid-evening is what time? Anyhow, or mid-afternoon is what time? Or mid-morning is what time? Anyhow, but we only know about midnight. We know that's 12. Midday is 12. All right, be sure about that. Okay, right. So that goes into effect at midnight. So I didn't hear them say anything about tour boats. I didn't hear them say anything about tour boats, you know. Because the last thing I say with the tour boats, you could still operate, but no music. But I didn't hear them say nothing about it. They're reducing everything else. But I didn't hear anything about tour boats. You understand? So maybe it slipped under the radar. So we have churches reduced to 25%. Well, restaurants, bars, still no in-house drinking and eating. I wonder if you could still lime on the outside in groups of 5, boy, by the rum shop. I wonder if you could still lime outside in groups of 5 by the rum shop, boy. I feel so. If I outside a rum shop in a group of 5, I don't think they could do me anything. I don't think I'll breach any law. So I might be able to still hang out outside the rum shop in a little group of 5 and take my drink. Right? So we also have restriction now. How much it is? I think it's 10. Yeah, boy. Funeral and wedding, 10. It come down to 10 now. Funeral and wedding. So when you have to say goodbye to your loved one, only 10 people could be present to say goodbye. Wow. Well, apparently funerals, a lot of funerals could be now streamed, because if a prominent person dies and there's a funeral, for that prominent person, and everybody wants to go, but only 10 people could be there. Then, in order to be streamed now, in order for you to be part of it, weddings also. But I wonder if the wedding, the 10 people in wedding, I don't know, I wonder if that's in church or in the reception. I wonder, 10 people in church or 10 people in the reception. I wonder which one. But they say wedding 10. So I'm not sure if it's 10 people in the reception or 10 people in church. Wow. These things take effect from midnight. And they run until, what date, boy? Sometime next month. I think the 16th, somewhere around there. Middle of May. Public spaces for entertainment shut down. You know, that the public spaces, like, you know, like the Queen's Hall and the Sapa Napa Naparima Bowl, these kind of places. So these public spaces, yeah, these spaces are now under lockdown. So it's problems. It's problems. So I think we might be able to fill up the supermarket still, because there's no restriction. I mean, no restriction in supermarkets, so you might be able to fill it up still. I don't know. I don't know. But other than that, public servants are back to 50% home, 50% work. Alternating days. 50% at work, 50% at home. Alternating days. These are some of the measures that have been put in place in order to try and slow down the spread of this virus that seems to be going nowhere. And the thing about it is, I just don't understand where this sudden spike came from. Or we get this sudden spike and our borders are closed. Our borders are closed, and yet still our numbers are crescendoing. Oh, this is happening. And you have to be careful. And yeah. I don't know how this is happening. It's very strange. It's the same way how we're vaccinating people and the numbers going up. And of course, you know who they're going to blame. They're going to say the young people. Always take the blame. Alright? So we have vaccines. And people are going and getting their vaccines. Locally, yeah, people are going and getting their vaccines. There are those who still, they are hesitant. Well, I see, look what's going on in the Defense Force. There are some of them, they are hesitant to take it. And is it that they could find themselves in trouble for not wanting to take the vaccine? It's very interesting because it's not mandatory whereby you must take it. But I don't know if in certain organizations or institutions they want to make it mandatory. I remember some time ago when the Supermarkets Association, they wanted to get vaccine to vaccinate all of their workers, and that created a little disturbance. And then we had Ansa Makal also. They wanted to do it for all of their 30,000 workers, and that also created a little disturbance. So, as it is right now, people, interesting times. So for the next few weeks, our movements are restricted until the middle of next month. Hi, good afternoon.
Well.
Mm-hmm.
Good afternoon, sir.
And good afternoon to you.
COVID-19 vaccination. I thought you would have taken your vaccination by now because you was promised to hold your hand and lead you gently to the vaccination. Have you taken it?
Nope. I haven't taken it. But you know, if I should get the virus, I'll be very concerned. I'll be concerned, and I might be vexed. I didn't take it.
The community spread is not so much. I'm not blaming the opening of the back doors for the community spread. You know, community spread is right here in Trinidad.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you have been saying that certain sections of the community were heavily infected, you should have expected this.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
That is what happened. Because that is what I was afraid of. If certain parts of the country is heavily infected and people going about their business, what did you expect?
Wow, but with this spike we get here, they just jump just
what
so.
Did you expect? These communities are tightly packed together, people going about their business daily.
So why it was all the time, all of us suddenly just jump out just so?
Because if you have been listening to Dr. Hines and the chart they have been showing you from the beginning, you would understand. One person could infect 10, 10 could infect 100, 100 could infect 1,000. The warnings was there. Why we forgetting all the instructions that these people have been putting out there day after day after day?
I hear you. Again worried.
Well, don't get worried, because if you wasn't sitting back and watching the situation about in the night, people stealing out to go to have parties, and people insisted they must do this, and you can't tell me that, I will take you to court to prove that you cannot do this to me, and the media has not helped at all. I think Dr. Hines and Dr. Trotman, Dr. Trotman, like she tried. Dr. Hines tried. Dr. Parasram tried. The Minister of Health tried. But we are spoiled brats set of people in Trinidad. We want to have our good time.
Every tongue have a back road.
Okay. So, and grin and bear it, because you hear India say they have no more vaccine against nobody because they overwhelm.
Yeah.
So if you did a little bit of vaccine that they did send, it was on its way already, so you get that. So you get no more. You understand what I'm talking about?
Yes, yes.
And when you hear, I was listening to the doctor yesterday, and he was telling you that even if you have comorbidities, certain comorbidities, if you do not take the vaccine and you get the thing, I said for you. I listened to him yesterday. He was explaining to a lady who called in about diabetes. He told her to go and get it, because if you at the level you are, you must take it.
I'll go and get myself checked first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the example.
Yes. Right.
Good afternoon to you, my boy.
Thank you. Yeah. Right, so we'll take some calls now, 6524901. Yeah, because as it is now, things are looking a little kind of ticklish now, so Speak out.
David, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon to you.
Afternoon to the world. Good afternoon to everybody. Mr. David,
Yes.
in the church, the choirs have cut down.
Oh,
Yeah, cut down to zero.
to
They may have
zero?
about two people singing
Oh,
in the choirs, right? That has been going on for quite a while.
oh.
Two people to a seat, one at each end. If you're a family of 3 or 4, well, you can sit together,
Okay.
right? But anybody else, one at each end of the pew. Well, now as it gone down, look, I just called and they tell me they book up for Sunday coming already.
What book up? The church?
The church, yes. Right? So they cut down. If they had to have, well, less than 50 people,
So wait. Yeah, you have to book. You have to make booking to go into
You
the
have
church.
to make bookings, yes.
What the jailer here in here?
Yes, you have to call in, and if you do go unexpected, you may not get into a pew. You will get a chair. If you understand, that is if it have room. That is if it have room, right? Because remember, it's 2 to a pew. One at each end. One person at the other and one person at the next end. That's it. And since then, everybody keep on the masks all the time. If you want to go to the communion, as you nearly reach, you just pull it aside, you take your communion, and you come back to your pew. Yeah, but the choir has cut down to, less than half the amount.
Oh, in order to accommodate more people.
Yes. No. Well, up at where the choir is, it's can't. Just have about 2 people, the organist and the person who is guiding, and probably one person singing. That's it. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you had to make an appointment for church too. My goodness.
Yes. You have to call in. You have to call in and make your appointment.
I have to make an appointment to speak to my Lord. Man, I will stay home and talk to my God, man. I don't have to go there, man. I could stay home and talk to my God.
Yes.
If I had to make an appointment to talk to my God, I don't have to do that, man.
That's right, yes.
I got you. All right.
Okay, David.
Thank you very much. Ooh. Hi, good afternoon. Speak out.
Good afternoon, Admiral David. How are you, sir?
I'm cool, my brother. Quite cool.
Well, since the virus, I have been doing church at home, online, and I have to say, thank God I am blessed.
Oh.
I don't know if I'm in the wrong church, but I guess I'm in the right pew.
In the right pew?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm in, or I don't know if I'm in the wrong pew and the right church, whichever way.
No,
but I'm saying,
you're in the right pew. Your pew is at home. Your pew is at home.
Well, I'm so blessed. As a matter of fact, I told you Saturday night we had a line, 8 of us, and we all were vaccinated. We call it the vaccine line.
Right.
That was the first time in a year. Remember, I keep lamenting the fact that nobody coming to drink me liquor and all this kind of thing. I said, no. I couldn't take it anymore. I said, you know what? I'm making some sauce, and I already have put it in the fridge, so I called some friends.
Yes.
And my wife cooked some okra and rice with pigtail. Slime Saturday night.
Oh.
And I go stay home on Sunday between 11 and 12, and I go get my service online.
Okay, right. So you're in the right pew. Your pew is at home. So stay there.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
Oh.
Okay, sir?
All right.
Because I know everybody talking about, we go pray, and I ain't not going to pray, because I go to church religiously. Because we were praying before the pandemic, we praying during the pandemic, and I'm quite sure we go pray after the pandemic. We got to be very prayerful. I keep saying so for the longest while. We got to be prayerful and thankful. When people call and talk about people coming back home, and I keep telling them that. Be prayerful and thankful. Okay, sir?
Okay.
Have a blessed one.
All right.
Yes.
Well, I don't have to go in the church. I don't have to go in the church. I can stay all right at home and do it. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, David.
Hey.
Yeah, I heard you making fun of the fact that you have to make an appointment to go to church. But the idea behind it is this. If you don't do it, you would not be able to control your numbers. And therefore, they have instituted that measure, not now, very early after the first set of restrictions.
But to be caller, are you ready? I'm not aware of it. First time I'm hearing that.
Yeah, we have been doing that. You have to register, and sometimes, well, now worse when they cut it down further. The idea is to control the numbers, because look at it. If the church is operating at half capacity, I know in the church in Laramie what they do. Every other pew is empty. Nobody sits in the alternate pews. So it means that in itself is a very reduced number.
Yeah.
Then, on top of that, the pews that you are allowed to sit in, those pews are long, and just about 3 persons could sit in such a long pew. One at either end and one in the middle. So that in itself has reduced the numbers greatly following the COVID restriction, the precautions. And therefore, I mean, it's nothing to scoff at. They're doing it because they have to. You know, I mean, it sounds funny saying I have to register to go to jail, but it's not out of the blue that happened. It happened as a result of what is happening now. So that is one thing.
Register to
you have to call in and let them know so that they will be able to have an idea. Because look how funny it would be that you're not doing that and then people turn up in the usual numbers. What are you going to tell people go back home? That is going to be another problem in itself. People will start saying, oh, you discriminated against me, or you decide I must go back home, and things like that. So to keep some kind of order, that is what has been instituted, and I find it makes sense. You know?
Right, yeah.
You just have to know, well, you just can't go to church every Sunday or every weekday as you are accustomed going. That is just how it is. And the next thing, I remember you making the comment, oh gosh, the number is small, and why they can't open the borders, and why they can't, and why all these restrictions. You see why now? You see why? You see why if when we had taken for granted, oh, the number is so small, we could go start releasing things and opening up and letting people go backward. And you know what is the sad thing? The Prime Minister allowed for movement during the Easter vacation. People are now, you see, people always feel they must find somebody to blame, But people are now, there are some who are now claiming the Prime Minister is who caused the spike. He had a right to keep things under control. Restrict people from moving backward and forward between Trinidad and Tobago, right?
Right.
You know what would have been said then? You know how people would have reacted to that? They're wicked.
But people were always going to Tobago. There were never no closure of Tobago.
And hear what I'm saying, they went in greater numbers because it is the Easter. You know fully well that even in normal times, Tobago is crowded during Easter, mainly by Trinidadians. You know that.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, within the context of the COVID, he is still allowed for people to enjoy some measure of freedom in that way. Had he not done it, you would have heard he wicked. He knows that people's under restrictions so long. The numbers are so bad. Why we can't go? You would have heard something. And you know what I find very dishonest about some of the Tobagonians who have hotels and guest houses? Nobody talking in defense of the fact that the measure was taken to ensure a certain kind of people able to relax a little bit. Although they were warned, although abundant warning, please let us not go overboard. Yes, you're being allowed to do these things, but let us have some control over ourselves while we're in Tobago and so on. We're seeing the outcome of it. But you're hearing blame now. The Prime Minister had no right to. And let me tell you, it's so much a damn if you do, damn if you don't. It is so ridiculous. In this place, I don't know just how you go about pleasing people. I don't know. It is ridiculous. But as I said, the church issue, that is one that is a measure for control, and it had to be done because I couldn't see any other way in which you could decide to not have to deal with the large numbers, especially around that Easter period that just gone there. Right. Churches are filled to overflow. You know, Christmas time, Easter time, full to overflow. And therefore you couldn't allow that. So they instituted a measure that I find worked pretty well. I didn't get to go all the number of times I will go, but I had to satisfy with that, and I mean, compensate for it in other ways, whether it's just watching it on television, following whatever was going on, things like that. People have to be reasonable about the circumstances surrounding our situation right now.
I was nowhere. I've been to church for a while.
That's going on since last year.
Right.
Since last year, yeah. Okay. Then.
All right. Thank you. Speak out.
Hey, good day, Mr. Matthews.
Sir.
I wanted to say to Ms. Pearl and to your last caller, well said. Very well said. But this thing now where people want you to blame the Prime Minister, I think this falls on a matter of your personal responsibility. You cannot blame the Prime Minister.
Well, caller,
because
let me just jump in here.
It's
your position. That's all I say.
No. I know, but wait. And this is why I'm going to show the hypocrisy. Because, and I'm going to use this analogy. You go into Maracas Bay. They say they have riptides. No lifeguard on patrol. Okay? They're saying do not go into the water. But you stick break in your ears. You don't want to read the sign. You don't want to listen. You go in and you get catching a riptide. And it's either you're drowned or you're suffering. Who you have to blame? It was well known. They made the announcement. Riptide, no lifeguard on duty. You put yourself in that. So don't turn around now and blame the Prime Minister. It is common knowledge. It's on the news. It's not like it's one spot in Trinidad, It's worldwide. We all know what's going on. You make a decision for yourself to put yourself in danger and other people are wrong you. And now you want to blame the Prime Minister? That is the height of selfishness. And then you want to project and deflect your responsibility onto other people saying they're wicked. Anyway, David, have a good day. Have a good day.
Okay, sir. I'll blame you next time. All right. Thank
you. No, don't blame me. No, sir. Click, goodbye.
Okay. Caller, good afternoon. Speak out.
Good afternoon, David.
Hi there.
Yes, David. The two callers who call about the church. Well, I from St. John's, right? Indigo Martin. That's St. John?
Oh, yeah.
Right. Since last year, they have you have to call and make a booking because you will not get through. Since last year, since this COVID began, right?
Wow, yeah.
And how it's situated at St. John, they have one on each end and a pew in the middle is empty. And then the other seat, one at each end. So they're very cautious there. Oh. Like Sunday coming now, last Sunday was First Communion for the children. So this Sunday now, you will find people wouldn't get in because the children and the parents. You understand? Okay. So that is what they're very cautious in the church,
Yeah.
They don't play. And the next thing, David, I was trying to get into the doctor yesterday, right?
Yeah.
When the COVID, the vaccine came, they say you have to take it within 1 or 2 weeks, not so?
Yeah, well...
Second jab.
The second...
2 or 3 weeks, sorry.
Right, yeah.
But I hear the doctor, I didn't know if I missed anything. Quite in July, the other jab, he was saying.
Well, apparently you could you could extend it now.
Okay.
For the second jab.
Okay.
Yeah, you have a longer waiting period now.
Okay.
Because first they were saying, well, at least with the Pfizer and the Moderna, was like a 28 day, right?
Yeah.
28-day span after you take it. But according to what they were saying, like with this one now, you have a longer waiting period now.
Oh, so it will be still effective, it look like.
Yes.
Yeah.
And because the thing about it, caller, I don't know, a lot of people, I don't know, could get one jab and will have to wait a long time for that second jab because they may not have vaccine to give that second jab. Because, for example, okay, this first set of vaccine that they got here, basically the vaccine have a lifespan, right? And these vaccines are supposed to expire by the end of, is it this month or May? Anyhow.
Right.
But they have to get rid of all these vaccines before the expiry date, right? So that's why they are asking people to come and get their jabs as soon as possible, so these vaccines could be out of the way.
But
You know?
I find it such a long, because remember, this is a new something, eh?
Yeah.
And they were saying 2 to 3 weeks. So I studied the amount of months in between if it will be still effective, you know. I'm just asking.
Yeah.
You know?
Because the second shot is like a booster, really.
Oh, okay, all right.
You know,
Yeah.
once you get the first one, your immune system is activated,
Right, okay.
right? Your antibody is activated, and the second jab is more like a booster.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
next thing, David, you know, you're wondering where the spike come from.
Yeah.
Now, listen, as they say the beach open Easter, everybody will run to the beach. You have things you can do with your family at home. You understand? That is what happening. Too much people crowding places at one time, as the two other callers were saying.
Yeah.
You could do things in your home with your children. You could, you know what I mean? That is the problem. It's too much people going like normal and people not wearing their mask properly. Most people, you see them talking to reporter, the mask under their nose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, David. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a pleasant day.
And reciprocation to you. Because, you know, sometimes talking through a mask is not an easy thing, eh? Yeah, really have to shout and all that. It's not an easy thing talking through a mask, you know. You know? You had to put a whole lot more effort into speaking. Yeah. Speak out. Caller.
Yeah, David, yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Listen, I agree with the bankers. The man makes total sense. It is a height of stupidness. Trinidad, we staying all over the world hearing you guys. And we all staying in Trinidad hearing everything that's going on in the world. And you still want to blame the Prime Minister. Come on, people, man. That's the height of ignorance.
Yeah.
You need to blame China. That's what we need to do. Blame China. Where the thing started from? China and airplanes. You understand what I'm saying? China and airplanes. Put that together. If there was no planes flying, it would stay in China. Think about it. The people start flying all over the world, out of China, and then things start spreading. So come on, we have to blame. You can't blame the Prime Minister. Look, the British Prime Minister, he all contracted this thing. Nobody in England blaming him. People still go back out in France, all them places, and get it. They lock back down the country. They're not blaming it. Come on, man. We are all old enough and sensible enough to know we have a responsibility to do. You know, you ever heard it said growing up in school like I did in Trinidad, you can lead a horse to water, you can't make it drink. That's what's going on here. So when the horse fall down and die now from starvation, you're blaming the owner. The horse supposed to learn to drink for yourself. All right, David.
Thank you. 6524901, that's our number. If you want to speak out, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi.
Yes, I'm calling to find out what time the government is.
Listen, hold on. Caller, we're not getting you clearly. If you could speak into the phone, I don't know if you have it hands-free.
No, I don't have it hands-free. It's
Okay.
actually by my ears.
Right,
You hear me any better?
Yeah, any better now.
Yes. I'm calling to find out what time the gospel concert is today. That will be streaming live.
7 o'clock.
7 p.m.?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks very much.
Reciprocation to you. Speak out.
Good afternoon, Brother David.
It's you, sir.
Brother David, some people in this country wouldn't hear, they hadn't. And it's not only that, you know, they want to have their own way. So I would tell them people, they try to smoke a little marijuana, drink a little puncheon, and go and stand up in the sun. I gone.
Well, I don't know. It's legal. It's legal. All right, no problem. Oh, yeah. So, that's where we are today, people. That's where we are today. We have to come to terms that this virus is here with us, and it seems like it's going to be here for a while. Until we could get that herd immunity, it's going to be around. So until we could get that herd immunity, then we could feel a bit more comfortable, but it doesn't mean to say that we have to drop our guards, right? As it is, our borders are still closed. Until when, we don't know. But our borders are closed, and we still have numbers, right? So, if the borders were open, who knows? Things could have been worse, or it could have been better. We don't know, right? But the borders are closed, and we see what is happening, right? Some people are still saying it's coming from those who are coming into the country illegally. Speak out.
Mr. Matthews, good afternoon.
And to you, sir.
Mr. Matthews, some people to be very ridiculous in this country.
Uh-huh.
I'm listening the opposition Monday night forum, right? And one of the MPs blaming the Prime Minister for the state of COVID in the country.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me? He said Tobago open and this and that and the other. Right?
You're right.
Because the Prime Minister really said Tobago open. He did say Tobago open.
For business.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And I tell people they should go to Tobago and whatever. But then the numbers in Tobago is not so high.
Mm-mm.
The numbers is in Trinidad. You understand? High numbers is in Trinidad because of our behavior. Mr. Matthews, because of Trinidadian behavior. And you know what I'm saying is true, because of our behavior. Because we want to have just a party, we want to go Easter weekend, is $1 million, and we want to pack up by the beach, no mask, no social distances. You understand? And then the opposition and themselves was part of the melee for the Easter weekend, but they want to blame the government for the increase in the COVID.
Right. Yeah.
I tell you, we is a ridiculous country. With ridiculous people.
Yeah, well,
you understand?
Yes.
Their mind is just power and power at all costs, and that is just what it is with them.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Power.
Plenty people might agree with me, but that's my take on it. You have a blessed season, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, man.
6524901. I mean, Tobago is always part of Trinidad. And if the Prime Minister said Tobago is open for business, I mean, Tobago, the tourism, domestic tourism is what helps to boost Tobago, right? And if Tobago, another opportunity is there for Tobago to earn $1. I mean, we are accustomed going to Tobago in numbers for the Easter weekend because of what's happening over there. Caller, speak out.
Good afternoon, the Admiral.
Sir.
General public.
Mm-hmm.
Right, the people of trying to Tobago, they put meaning to everything. They do as they will, as they like. And when things are hit the fan now, they want to complain on the administrative leaders and so forth and blame them for everything. And which is quite unfair. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, this COVID situation, now some people in public over there, they like that. Look, I called agency today. Up to now, I haven't got an answer. The phone ringing off the hook.
Oh,
I checked every department. Nobody answers. I usually be agency closed down.
Boy, that is a problem when you're calling these government institutions. And they have these, they always have this phone to call, and when you call, you could never get an answer.
But you understand? So I am asking publicly now and the Beckles to deal with the situation in agency. And all other public administration areas that people fail to answer the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you call them from your cell phone, your money going on the line.
Yeah.
Understand? And then when you think, well, you know it's COVID and we can't be doing it, really? So COVID stops everything then.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. Come on, people. Okay, have a good day.
Thank you. Yeah, because of COVID, everything falls, So, this is where we are, people. So, we are restricted in our movements now. So, in order to curb the movement of the virus, we have to be more domesticated now. Alright? In terms of measures to, well, the private sector have not been impacted, right? Because the Prime Minister knows if you have to put any restriction on the private sector, that will impact on the Treasury, right? So, based on that, the public servants are the first target. Because regardless of what, if you tell the public servants to stay home for a week, 1 week on, 1 week off, their salary is still in the bank at the end of the month. But the private sector will always feel it. Public servants, they are very stable, right? It's the same way a public servant could be on no pay leave for 11 years. And within that 11 years, he got a promotion. So it pays to be a public servant in this country. Right? A public servant. 11 years on no pay leave. He still have his job, you know. He still have his job. 11 years on no pay leave. And within that 11 years, he got promotion. He's an assistant manager. I believe these things only happen in Trinidad. So, the chairman, not the chairman, but the new CEO of WASA, together with the Minister of Public Utilities, they are working to bring WASA to a level whereby people could be satisfied and people don't want to be cussing WASA every Monday morning for not getting water. One of the reasons with WASA, because the government have to be pumping billions of dollars into WASA every year. Time running out already, boy? Just now. Let me run it quick. Yeah, so they have to be pumping money into WASA every year, billions of dollars, right? And the thing about it, WASA have an overstaff when it comes to management, right? WASA have over 400 and I think it's 76 or 86 managers, right? So, in order to cut back on the amount of money that's going into WASA, they have to reduce staff, right? Under the last regime, when they had 5,000 workers, right? And it was supposed to be reduced by 5. When their term ended, they still had 5,000 workers. Even though people took VSEP and all that sort of thing, they still had 5,000 workers at WASA. So now this new administration, and under the Minister of Public Utilities and the new chairman, Dr. Seeley, they are working to bring some level of stability to WASA, right? So they wrote a letter to this gentleman who was on no pay leave for the last 11 years, and he was supposed to respond to them by today. But he was saying he not responding and he threatening them. Fire me. You have your lawyers on standby. So we wait to see what happens with that. All right? And so that's how we do it. That's how we pressure. That's how we do it here today. Time run out. It's 2 minutes before 2 o'clock. And within my last minute or so, I just want to say, black people, you must be a happy group today. Huh? Black people, are you happy? Black people, wait now. Today's Wednesday. Today's normally the day when, look, I could take some extra time today. Let me just take this call. Yeah. Normally on a Wednesday, I go up to, okay, right. So black people, are you happy now? All right. Okay, black people, you got justice. All right? It's very strange. A case like this, a matter like this, could go to trial in 1 year. And a man could be charged. Everything happened within a year. I wonder if something like that could ever happen in Trinidad, boy. The ways of justice really turn fast out in the United States, boy. My goodness. Hey, that could happen down here, boy. Anytime that's happening down here, well, Trinidad and Tobago reach, you know. Within a year, a trial, a murder trial, could start and finish. Ooh, Papa, yo. That could happen here, boy. But the black community out there in the United States or probably in the world, big up to you. I believe you got justice. I don't know if I'm a black man. Probably I'm a Negro. I think I'm a Negro. All right?
Good afternoon, I'm Leanne St. Clair, and this is your 2 o'clock news update on WACK 90.1 FM. Health Minister Terence Dale Singh has announced new COVID-19 public health restrictions. Speaking at the Ministry of Health press conference, the minister said he and other government officials met virtually with Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. He said he had been authorized to put new restrictions in place by the Prime Minister. Minister of National Security Fitzgerald Hines commented on the recent concern from soldiers that they were being forced to take the vaccine. Minister Hines said that he did not believe the soldiers were being forced to do anything. Meanwhile, Ralphie Roper, who has been described as Trinidad and Tobago's most wanted man and had been on the run for almost 15 years, was shot and killed by police in Maraval early this morning. In regional news, Jaron Rodriguez, also known as Lava Man, the 34-year-old hiker who rose to infamy for his repeated jaunts up the Soufriere mountain, has been arrested. In international news, gunmen have abducted a number of students from a university in northern Nigeria. Stay tuned for these stories and much more in detail coming up in our major newscasts at 4 p.m. right here on WACK 90.1 FM.
So quickly, right? So George Floyd must be a happy man now. All right? He must be a happy man now. Caller.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes,
sir. The Birdman is not a happy man as a black man because Dr. Stein, I ain't hearing nothing, the medical board. They treating black people right in Trinidad, like Blackman in Trinidad and black women is poor citizen in Trinidad and Tobago. Look how long they ask for time to come to a verdict, bring a verdict and up to now. We ain't hearing nothing about it. Kaplan, come back, what happened to you? Mr. Mohammed, the PNM Women's Group is a woman he abused. What happened to earlier? Black people, when a black man back against the wall, what really going on? This is one black man I'm happy for the love of my
country. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, caller. Speak out.
Good afternoon, Mr. Matthew.
Hi.
At the risk of sounding sarcastic, I think that is a high-level compromise.
Right. Yeah, because if it didn't happen, all now so.
Of course.
All now so.
You should have seen listen, the man was behind a mask, when they're calling out the charges and so on. And I look at that man. And that man, if they move the mask, I see the man was smiling.
Oh boy.
His eyes was just like, when you're expecting something. Because he know that these people cannot afford to let these people loose if they let him go.
Yeah, boy. Yeah.
So, you remember there was a fellow in one of those countries, eastern countries, who was so hated the Muslims that he just take pot shots at them and he killed about how much of them? You remember that guy, up to now, he hasn't come to trial, but where they put him he was like where he was when they show you his apartment and all his. They had agreed with the man to kill these people.
Yeah.
And he was more comfortable, He was as far as they concerned, he was no fella.
Right.
I don't even think that case come to trial. That case can come to trial. That was done. And those people there a few years now, some Muslim people, he was against Muslims. He shoot them on land, he shoot them in the lake, he shoot them all about.
Pretty much. And this
you remember that? Yes, you remember that?
I don't recall it,
Yes, it's a little while now. A few years gone down, yes.
Oh.
And so I looking at this fellow and I say, okay, all right, because you go be in some high-rise part of the prison where nobody ain't doing you nothing. You ain't going down between there and black people is there at all.
Yeah, boy.
It's a compromise as far as I'm concerned. I feel so.
I
am not saying that is how it is.
Yeah.
But I feel so.
But that's your feeling?
I might feel it.
All right. No problem.
Right.
Thank you. All right. Nice. So today is Wednesday. And I feel that's it for today, people. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for Speak Out.
The Bacon Shark Specialist, serving you the best all week long with a view. A new month brings new things. Starting this month, you can enjoy new menu options. But that's not all. Every third Sunday is Bacon Shark Sunday, followed by Corporate Mondays and Tuesdays. This is where corporations, businesses, and organizations can purchase 5 or more lunches for just $25 each. Remember, just Mondays and Tuesdays only. Breakfast starts at 4 a.m. daily, followed by lunch at 11. Come on down to the Bacon Shark Specialist, located on the San Fernando waterfront, formerly known as King's Wharf, opposite the tire shop. To place your orders or for more information, please call 685-2262. See you at the sea.
Voices of Love. It's Voices of Love on Sunday, May 9th from 6 p.m. inside WACK Coliseum. Happy Mother's Day to you. Voices of Love. Look out for a saxophonist, Francis Prime. Oscar B. Kenny J. Johnny King. So I don't know other woman but you. Darling, not how you look is the thing you do. Cherry Hawaii, accompanied by the ultimate fireman. Sunday, May 9th from 6 p.m. It's Voices of
Yeah. This Wednesday at 7 p.m. Join me, J Prince, alongside Isaac Blackman, Positive, Jaron, Sean Daniel, and many more on WACK 90.1 FM, Facebook, and YouTube as we stand in solidarity and support of our brothers and sisters in St Vincent and the Grenadines. Be there. Be there.
Sometimes the tears can't stop when the big ball now roll. But I want you to know the Father is in control.
WACK TV in conjunction with Cash presents a brand new free way to contribute. Just scan and click. If you live in Trinidad and Tobago, you can now pay for or contribute to your favorite shows via Cash. TNT dollar transactions only. It's as easy as downloading an app. We're making it easier. If you like what you see and hear and want to donate, it's simple and easy. Just scan and click. It's easy like that. We thank you in advance for your contributions and being a true cultural ambassador. WACK TV and Cash is making it simpler for you.
Mom, you're the best. Show Mom how much you love her. On Sunday, May 9th, from 12 noon to 4 p.m., we pay tribute to Mom. Bring out the best china, prepare her favorite dishes, and treat Mom to a Mother's Day virtual concert in the comfort of her own home. We will provide the best entertainment. Performing live. Vonnet Bigford, Roger George, Lima Calbio, Andre Donowa, Dwayne Golston, Pedro Lezama, Tony Prescott, and Leon Caldero with DJ Mr. Desmond. Mom, you're the best. Part sponsored by Legends Restro and Lounge, Liquor Master, MMI Healthcare, Roblack Construction, Sweet Hand Cathy Restaurant, and Camberley Restaurant. A presentation of Caldero's Flavor and WACK Radio 90.1 FM.
And she's royal, yeah, so royal.
This evening from 7 o'clock, Beautiful Ashes, boy. We have a special show for the folks out there in St Vincent, and that's on from 7 p.m. today. So we have people like J Prince, Jared Nurse, Positive, Elisha, Sean Daniel, Isaac Blackman, Michelle Sylvester, Sean Daniel. So it's gonna be a great one. Farenite. It's gonna be a great one tonight, boy. A nice gospel show tonight, boy. So St Vincent, we giving thanks, and we have a special show for you all this evening from 7 p.m. Alright? Then on Friday, up close and personal with our baby lay. He say one night is not enough. But I say one night is enough, a baby lay. You ain't getting more than one. Alright? One night is not enough. Alright, well, do all what you have to do on Friday, right, a baby lay? You have the night for yourself. Alright? So that's that from 7 o'clock. On Saturday, Bueno Kaiso, Karinash, Makida Darius, Shubi, Keon Cupid, a Bebele, a Megula Simon. You know, it's a whole lot of artists here on Saturday. Alright, so look out for it. That's at 7 o'clock also. Right? On Sunday, stand-up comedy with Alan the Entertainer. That's a one-man show too. Alright? Monday, Contender 70th anniversary. That's on Monday. Look out for that. A heap of artists on that one too. Right? Wednesday, Tuco benefit concert for St Vincent. Alright? So for the next 7 days or 8 days, today's Wednesday. So between now and Wednesday, we have show tonight, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. We have you covered for the next week. Be part of it. Log on to WACK YouTube, Facebook, and be part of the action. Alright?
One day she bowling like sobers and I couldn't get the ball play. She start with in and out swingers that puzzle me. Every time that I make a stroke I miss it. She bowl it slow, I on my toe to blister she. But when I play for her break it was googly. She tell me hey, how you missing so? You used to brag before. If you could handle me, hit it and let me see. Hit it in the corner, hit it in the cover, hit it in mid wicket. Hit it, hit it, hit it. I went forward much too fast. I slip up and I tumble down all in the grass. She laugh and tell me, get up man and try once more to see if you could hit my ball to make a score. She tell me, hit it, how you missing so? You used to brag before. If you could handle me, hit it and let me see. Hit it in the corner, hit it in the cover, hit it in mid wicket. Hit it, hit it, hit it. Wicket had to fall, but she make a mistake and I start attacking the ball. She see I was in trouble, so she cool, she hand and introduce a ball they call the China man. Hey, 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 I take my back and face she tell, but I will never forget how I almost failed when she tell me hit it, how you missing so? You used to brag before. If you could handle me, hit it and let me see. Hit it in the corner, hit it in the cover, hit it in mid wicket. Hit it, hit it, hit it. Bambali lumbai bai, sombalam bembolo, tambala landai dai, tambambodom bodom.
Okay, so let's wait on the George Floyd law to be passed. Alright, and then all will be happy. Okay, no problem. Wait for it. Be happy. Okay, no, you wait on the George Floyd law to be passed first. Alright.
Driving me taxi going home one night.
Okay, no problem.
This young woman stopped me, man, she out her sight. She get in the back seat and she sit down bad. Well, friends, when I look back, I nearly go mad. Hey, so I driving slow, don't know where to go. what happening to me? I couldn't understand. She said, driver man. So I turned to see. Then she said, mash up this thing for me. Oh yeah, yo, yeah. Mash it up. Driver, please mash it up. Break it up. I tell you, don't try to stop. I'm not going far. Just down by the dry river. So driver, somehow, you have to mash up this thing right now. I'm driving and thinking how to work this thing. I'm my old brain working, man, I'm suffering. Looking through me mirror, she skin smooth like silk. And the woman healthy, thick like condensed milk. Yeah, me, catch she fidgeting. Driver take this thing. When I turn to see, she's still sitting badly. Now I'm blind with rage at this crucial stage. So I'm listening, and this is all I hear she's saying. Oh yeah, yo, mash it up, but driver, please mash it up. Break it up, I tell you, don't try to stop. I'm not going far, just down by the dry river. So driver, somehow, you have to mash up this thing right now. Oh yeah, yo, hit.
I wonder if people could still tell taxi drivers that, boy. If a man tell a taxi driver that, I wonder what you gonna do, boy. You might quicker respond if a woman tell him. Alright, no problem. Good man, a man ever tell you that? What a man tell you? Mash it up. Where do that? Where do good man? You mash it up? Don't worry, but I'm not telling you mash it up, just mash it up, right? 90.1 FM. Good afternoon to you. The ultimate fireman is on the inside.
A week but I'm holding on in order to stay around in a life therapy imbalance. For which is nature's way until judgment day. Weakness ain't got a chance. Playing strong cause I realize the price little one must pay to keep the big one in paradise. It's torment and misery all day. Destruction of the weak is nature's plan. The humble and the meek must understand. This day of the strong man is the devil's heyday. So they will right the wrong when the master plays. As long as you have the cash and all your strings attached, you're on earth but living in heaven. There's nothing for the poor or as evermore. Life in a lion's den. Hungry man shall aspire to keep the high man on top, to take him higher and higher. The poor one must struggle till he drop. Destruction of the weak is nature's plan. The humble and the meek must understand. This day of the strong man is the devil's heyday. So they will bite the ground when the master plays. Gun power have the natives under subjection. The black majority live in poverty, all because they ain't strong. Black man life is a thoroughfare. Nature make him a slave. South Africa is a nightmare for callers from cradle to the grave. Destruction of the weak is nature's plan. The humble and the meek must understand. This day of the strong man is the devil's heyday. So they will bite the ground when the master play. Dun, dun, da, da, da. Dun, dun, da, da, da. Dun, dun, da, 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 da.
Give them Johnny, give them Johnny.
Dun, dun, da, da, da.
Dun, dun, da, da, da. More kaiso, more kaiso, more kaiso. More kaiso. A little bit of music of yesterday, man. I don't normally play this retro music, so you know, I try nothing. Good afternoon, Birdman.
You're talking about a humorous funeral. Was the gay one in the cathedral? I tell me, boss, I ain't coming to work at all. I go in and see them, Marc, women and weep and ball. I make sure I reach there early. I see homos from all walks of society. Big man crying, they ain't have no shame. I tell myself they either sick or out of their brain. A big hairy man bawling, Lambi, why you dead? No, I ain't gonna have to work for my daily bread. If I'm not telling him, boy, don't feel so sad. It's a plenty more Lambi in Trinidad. He said me want no other man here in Trinidad. As I go out with them, the whole public know. And while he crying and sobbing, trying to fix his dress, I fell apart and pull out the homo breath. They're hatching them in the radio station. I hear they infest the television.
Not the station,
eh? Man go marathon, take over the world. No longer can you differentiate Paul from Pearl. A man so big and strong and physically fit. He should have known the Lord making the back there to spit. I think he's a wicked bad and a totish pest. If he was smart, that would not happen at Queen's Park West. Imagine a big shot man dead, not one woman cry. Only as that heard Blackman rub in the eye. Big man clutching person, mop in the face. The funeral was a real national disgrace. A man tell a man, let's walk down to the cemetery. All them homos walking, come and walk with we. He said me walking because my belly hurting. So I am going cause this damn thing I seeing.
Good afternoon, dancer boy. Good afternoon, Dr. Cheese. Also want to say good afternoon to Wendell. Out there in Connecticut. Gwyneth, check on Wendell for me, please.
This kind of slackness that have me amazed. With them big boys out here nowadays. Invite you home to take a drink of some rum and wine. And as you reach, you start watching at you behind. Boy, you know I was watching at you for a long time. And when they go to the fridge, start to walk and wine. And before you realize that these men possess To get away, you might have to stab them in the chest.
Who is calling me here, boy? Yes, I'm with it. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you and see on this news that you're playing there.
Good afternoon to whom?
You and see.
I can't hear you. Good night. Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi there.
What do you want me to check on Wendell for?
Just to make sure you're not sleeping. Just check to make sure you're not sleeping. Alright?
Alright.
Alright? If you're sleeping, wake him up. Alright?
Alright, sir.
Are you okay, you sound like you're awake, alright? Alright. Okay, goodbye.
To get away, you might have to stab them in the chest. And them to know